Hey everyone, welcome once again to my channel. I'm Tina with Tina's Inspired Art. If this is your first time watching me on my channel, I really appreciate you guys being here. Today I'm working on a 30 by 40 inch canvas. It's a really important large project I'm working on, and the image inspiration that I am going to be sharing with you today comes and stems from a childhood memory way back when I lived in Massachusetts on Main Street, and I lived on a mini family farm growing up. And this is my real young days of when I was, I would say I was about 9, 10-ish, or maybe a few years older than that, but I think it was around 6th grade through 12th grade. And we lived on this mini farm, and believe it or not, we had a peacock, a large male peacock, living in our kitchen. That's right. We had a peacock living in our kitchen, so you can imagine how large this room was. Our kitchen was super large, and we had 8 kids living in our home with our mom and dad on Main Street. And this house was a very old 1800 built home, and it had, I think, probably 9 or 10 bedrooms, 9 fireplaces. But within this large kitchen, we had a peacock living in its cage. And that's where my inspiration came from, is painting this beautiful peacock. He is no longer in his cage, and he's free to roam, and he's free from being cooped up in a cage. And I just remember growing up thinking how constrained he was within this cage, not living in his environment that he was supposed to be living. Excuse me. And remembering those days where I would wake up hearing him almost like a rooster howling in the morning to wake up the family. I can remember hearing how loud he was when he would cackle or cock-a-doodle or however you want to call it. But this peacock was amazing and beautiful, and caught my attention as a child growing up. And while I thought he was so beautiful and I admired his beauty, I also felt like he was trapped and confined and almost abandoned. Similar feelings of how I remember myself when I learned of me being adopted. Could remember feeling, abandoned and feeling trapped and not living the life I was intended to live. However, now that I've broken out of those feelings of painting the other side of my pain through learning how to do this by taking the Milan Art Institute Mastery Program, Ellie Milan taught me how to paint that other side of pain that I was feeling for so long. When I learned about me feeling abandoned and feeling like I was lost. So the feeling that I felt, I wanted to paint the other side of pain and paint a beautiful peacock with beautiful memories and showcasing how wonderful this bird was, and admire its beauty and let it be free and have that feeling of being free to do and go and be who I needed to be. So that's where my inspiration came from. Sorry, it was very long-winded, but I'll let you watch me bring this painting to life. It's, something that I wanted to share with you all. I hope you love watching this process and how this painting comes to life and its beauty just blossoms. So let me know down below in the comments what you think of this painting, what you think of how it all came together. If you have questions, let me know. I'll help you out wherever I can, and just enjoy watching this beautiful piece come together. Here I'm actually putting real peacock feathers on my painting to add that nice depth and just a real free-flowing feeling of this painting. It really made it come to life, and I absolutely loved how it came out. I attached it with a special bond glue, and yeah, I just think it came out really, really good. You have to do this before your oil stage. And yeah, so I think it just came out so gorgeous. Wait till you see it at the very end. It just came out so amazing. Let me know how you like the real peacock feathers on this piece. I'd love to hear from you. I am in my oil phase now, and when I start my oils, I always start with real thin washes of my oils, mixing my paint with a galkid, and this really thins your paint. It also gives you the ability to, make like thin washes, and it helps to really glide your paint on your canvas. I just love the feeling and the texture of it. And then it's only until later that I add, a thicker paint. But I really like to get that base down first. And then I start to add, you start with your transparents, and then you end with your opaques, and you go from your, sometimes you map in your lights and then your darks and highlights. And in this peacock, I mapped out my darks, and now I'm going in with my lights. And I don't ever use a straight white. I'm always mixing it with other colors. And in this case, I used some different violets and blues, and even some yellows. So that's what I typically do. Here I'm trying to emphasize the kind of transparency of her dress, and I added some stencils to it and gave it that wispy, light, airy feeling to it. And I'm now kind of mapping in some of the hair strands that are real whimsical looking and kind of flowing along with her peacock tail feathers. And she's obviously just a fantasy type person, but very beautiful and elegant and just real feminine. And I decided to change up her flower crown a bit. I had the rose up top, and it just appeared to be just too large for being in the distant. And instead of just, erasing it or taking it out, I added more smaller flowers on top to give it a fuller feel and just kind of dainty up top. I wanted it to feel a little bit more light and airy. And here, I'm just about finished with this painting. I really think she came out just amazing. I've added just a few more highlights, but all in all, I believe that this painting came out to my full expectations. I was so proud of her, so excited. Here's my signature on my painting in gold, and I really just think she's striking, a true focal point in any room. And I even painted the sides with beautiful pattern to help wrap that elegant look to this painting. I'm just so excited with this one. Please let me know what you guys think of her, and I'll see you next time, guys. Love you all, and I hope you have a beautiful week. I'll be posting this painting on my website at tinasinspiredart.com very soon. And go ahead and check out all of my other paintings I have out there. They're under my fine art paintings. And also, go check out if you're interested in making any prints. This one is not yet available for print, but in the future she will be. So if you are interested in any of my other women that I paint in print format, go check them out under the fine art prints. And until next time, you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you all.